Hello and welcome to another video on high altitude investing. My name is Dallin Anderson and today I'm going to be sharing with you why I think Bitcoin Cash will reach $20,000 per coin in its next cycle. Make sure that you guys hit that like button for me as well as the subscribe button because I'm dedicated to posting 5 days a week all through 2020 to keep you guys posted and updated in the markets. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about XRP volume versus the Mexican peso on Bitso and talking about the monthly close on Bitcoin. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. This is Bitcoin Cash on the top and Bitcoin on the bottom. Make sure that you guys are liking this video and sharing it. I have a personal goal of reaching 150 likes on this video. This is Bitcoin from 2015 on the bottom, and the data is pulled from Coinbase. You can see where the price went from being worth about $400 down to really about $112 in this capitulation. Now, if we look at Bitcoin Cash on the top, it was being worth between $400 and $500 and then down to about 80 in its capitulation. So it went a little bit lower in capitulation, but it's a very similar price structure. We then see a bounce in the market and this accumulation type pattern and kind of a rounded bottom, and we bounce up and start trending up. And then trending sideways, we bounce again, reject, and come right back down to that major support with more capitulation volume. So this right here is right about around $150 per Bitcoin Cash. Now, on the bottom here, Bitcoin bounced the same way, rejected, came back down to that major support level, and went to about $200. Now, on some exchanges, I was actually able to purchase Bitcoins for under $200 at this price. And on some exchanges, it went down to about $150. So the price structure is almost identical right there. And then we see Bitcoin break out to $500 per coin and start an uptrend. Now, if Bitcoin Cash validates this fractal, this comparison of human emotion, we should head up towards 500 and potentially even higher, because Bitcoin Cash went even a little bit lower in its sell-offs. So it should have an even bigger spring on the upside. That is why I think Bitcoin Cash will start a very large uptrend accumulation cycle. Just like how I believe in Bitcoin SV, I also believe in Bitcoin Cash, and I think it will follow a similar fractal of emotions that Bitcoin did. Now, if it goes on that same cycle, then it could be worth upwards of $20,000 per coin. It could even go a little bit higher than that because of the fact that this Bitcoin Cash went a little bit lower in its fractal comparison. But overall, that's kind of what I would be expecting in its next cycle, in the same way that I expect Ethereum to do that same thing. And Ethereum has very, very similar price structure as well, and a very similar fractal of emotions as a 2015 Bitcoin cycle. The reason it was so easy for me to see these is because this is right around the same time that I initially got into Bitcoin. So I'd seen this pattern. It was one of the first patterns I ever saw in the entire market. And it gives me a lot of confidence to go ahead and see that pattern occurring in Bitcoin Cash currently. Now, I do have an alternative prediction, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up on my TradingView for you guys. If you don't follow me on TradingView on Twitter, I post regular analysis on those places that you guys can get updates when I'm not on YouTube. The Discord group is another great way to do that, and the links are in the description box of this video. If we scroll down to my post about Bitcoin Cash, here it is. So if we scroll down to my post about Bitcoin Cash, you guys can see that I've already shared this comparison before in the past. And this is Bitcoin on the bottom, Bitcoin Cash on the top. And I have drawn the Elliott wave counts out. And the reason this is important is because you can see that my primary count is that this was a large ABC, just like how Bitcoin did in 2015. And that this is a 1 and a 2 wave before a new bullish cycle. Now, the only way that that would be invalidated is if the support fails of the A wave. That's about $75. If that failed, that would be a larger ABC correction. But for now, you guys, I think Bitcoin Cash is an amazing buy. As long as that support holds, we have not invalidated the structure of the market. And this structure is something I have seen in the past and been rewarded greatly for investing in this pattern. This is probably the most effective pattern that I see in bottom patterns, because when you have this double bottom, you get this capitulation event, you get a recovery process, you get this large accumulation, and then you get a secondary capitulation. It shakes so many people out of the market that it's an effective buy strategy, because almost nobody is in the market at that point. There's very, very few people that are still long, except for the whales that have large positions. So you essentially become a whale by taking this setup. And that is what I did a long time ago in Bitcoin, and it changed my life forever. I made so much money just because I was able to buy in this massive dip, in this massive accumulation pattern extremely early in its cycle. So that's what makes me excited about Bitcoin Cash, you guys. Yes, I think it can reach 20,000 per coin. I wouldn't be surprised if it reaches a similar fractal of emotions as Bitcoin. Bitcoin SV might still do a higher percentage than Bitcoin Cash. I still think that's very possible. But with that being said, Bitcoin Cash is definitely one to watch and look at to add for your portfolio. Now, XRP versus the Mexican peso is another thing that I'm watching very closely, because I like to look at volume on all different kinds of exchanges, and XRP is being bought up heavily in Mexico. And actually, a lot of countries that don't produce quite as much economic value as places like America or China are really big into cryptocurrencies, because this is a way for them to hedge against their fiat currencies, which are so unstable that crypto isn't even as volatile as some of those. So when you're talking about third world countries and countries that don't produce as much economic value as America, then the Mexican peso versus XRP showing a lot of volume coming in could be early signs that a lot of people in these countries are piling into XRP and are buying this dip up. And so that's why I'm watching this chart very closely. As you guys know, I'm long-term bullish on XRP. I also bought in this capitulation that occurred right here, put some money into the markets, and I'm really excited to see where it goes and where the prices go from here. But overall, it is interesting to me that the Mexican peso versus XRP is showing a lot of volume on Bitso. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of a reaction because of this volume, and it could be upside reaction for XRP. I have posted a target on my Twitter about XRP going to $1, and I've posted that on my trading view as well. So that's what I'm watching for it. Now, Bitcoin, last but not least, the mothership has closed. This is on BitMEX. On Coinbase, we actually closed below resistance on the monthly candlestick, but on BitMEX, my buddy at DIY Investing showed me that we actually closed a little bit above the monthly candlestick resistance on BitMEX. Now, personally, I do think it's very possible for us to see a capitulation kind of wick, or I mean a bullish wick, my bad. A bullish wick down to about 5K before this could all become a bullish pin hammer candle. And that is very similar to what could happen along with Bitcoin Cash. We could even see Bitcoin Cash drop down to 150, very similar to how Bitcoin did right here in this little move, how it capitulated, it bounced, and then it dipped one more time. We could see that. We could also see that with XRP, one more dip to support, horizontal support. And that would probably all just be because of a result in Bitcoin dropping to 5K and then a bullish wick occurring in the markets. That's what I'm watching, you guys. The only way that Bitcoin would be invalidated as bullish is if horizontal support fails at 3K. We have to stay logical. We have to stay open to all possibilities. But right now, with this huge wick right here, I think it's likely we eat into the wick a little bit, but then this can become a bullish pin hammer and we can see upside continuation. We really do need to get above these resistance levels of 9,000 and 14,000 and 10,000 though, because that is a huge major resistance on the monthly candlesticks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, hit that like button for me so we can reach 150 likes on this video, as well as the subscribe button because I have a personal goal of reaching 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I love and appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'm really grateful when you tune into videos like this. As always, stay profitable out there.